December. Woke up this morning to rain outside. In the 18th of December in Cape Town. It's supposed to be 35 degrees centigrade. What a pleasure, what a blessing. I am so grateful for the cool. There are many memes on Facebook which depict we are putting Christ back into Christmas, or the other one I saw was about the heathens at one time of the year that the heathens and the Christians agree. When I started Just Jamie, I made a conscious decision not to start involving religion of any sort, and yet I find myself asking questions, and that is very much part of what Jamie is all about. Is evaluating through questions what is the truth and what is not the truth, and so I want to involve myself more with Christmas. So you speak to anybody these days, most people, and ask them about Christmas, they will tell you that Christmas is a pagan holiday. The more informed will tell you that it was from Saturnus, which is a Roman holiday, which culminated in the end of by debauchery, sex, and the sacrifice of babies. It is certainly not my intention to start questioning people or judging people on whether to keep Christmas or not to keep Christmas. As Jacob said, as for me and my household, we will follow the Lord. God wrote in Genesis that He has put the stars, the moon and the sun in the sky as signs of His time, the Moedim. The Moedim are the times of God. And therefore, if you want to see what God is doing, you need to keep to His calendar. And His calendar is a Hebrew calendar, not the Julian calendar or the Augustus calendar. I saw in a Facebook post the other day that Christmas is one of the times that God has set aside as the most important holiday. And that is my point, is that we in the Western world seem to think that God is following our calendar. God is following God's calendar. God's calendar is a Hebrew calendar where He has set the feasts and the feast days to show what the times are. Strangely enough, the very first holiday that God gave to the Jews was the holiday when the Lamb comes in.
Getting on that dock, going there, that's a Hebrew holiday. People don't realize the first Hebrew holiday ever given to Israel was Palm Sunday. And where it is, it doesn't say Palm Sunday. It's in Exodus 12 when it says, take a lamb on the 10th day of the month. You'll take the lamb, you'll keep it for 4 days. You'll take the lamb to your house. That's called the 10th of Nisan. The first command given to Israel to continually keep, the 10th of Nisan, is the day of the lamb. The day that they take the lamb to their house, keep it there until the time of the sacrifice. So what happens? The 10th of Nisan, count back from the Last Supper as Passover, the 14th, 15th of Nisan, go back, you are at Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday is the 10th of Nisan. It's the first Hebrew day ever given, and it's the day that they are actually, when He's coming to Jerusalem, they're all taking the lambs to their house. God is taking the Lamb of God to His house. On the day of the lamb being taken to the house.
So when one considers what did God actually say about His calendar and His gift, the gift of life, of salvation, you would imagine that He actually set aside the day that would mark when Jesus was born. And indeed you will find that He did. And it wasn't the same day. It is the month of beginnings, the beginning of the calendar of the Jewish people. The first of Nisan is the month of beginning, the day of the beginnings. And He has set it aside when the Lamb is chosen to come into the house. I don't think for 1 minute that the Christmas message is wrong. I think we should be showing love and care to each person. But I think we should be doing it all year round. To me, what Christmas is about the family. To me, the Christmas message is about the restoration of mankind to God. That is, after all, what Jesus came to do. He came to save, not to condemn. And so, to condemn those who keep Christmas is not right either. But for me, Christmas is that time when we as family get together. It's the end of our year that we keep. And whereas I look at the Hebrew year as to watch for the signs and times of God, we live and work in South Africa in my case, and we keep the Augustus calendar, or Augustine calendar. And so, yeah, it's the end of the year, and for us it is the beginning of a new year. And it's a good time to just reflect on what has been for the past 365 days and try and better ourselves in the next 365 days. If you're interested to find out more about the actual birthday of Jesus, there's a very good video which I'll link to below by Jonathan Kahn, where he outlines the facts of why the 1st of Nisan would be the correct date to look for. And I, for one, will be mindful and celebrate that day in my own way for the gift that God has given us through His Son.